Good day, my wonderful listeners. I bring to you another news. The news headline: Why Buhari should have adopted political solutions in Nnamdi Kanu's case, retired CSP said. The news in full. A retired chief superintendent of police CSP in Imo State, Chukwudi Umorokoro, has said dialogue still remains the best option to resolve the crisis in the southeast region. Reports that Umokoro described the situation in the southeast region as a guerrilla kind of war which requires a carrot and stick approach, warning that it's always difficult to win such conflicts. According to the retired police officer, considering the Nigerian government has claimed that the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) and the Eastern Security Network (ESN), both founded by now detailed Nnamdi Kanu, are responsible for the attacks, they should have either directly or through emissaries engaged the leaders of the groups in the dialogue with a view of making some concession that will not jeopardize national security. He referenced the issue of militancy in the Niger Delta, which former President late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua deployed dialogue. According to Umokoro, he had expected President Muhammadu Buhari to apply such approach, including yielding to the proposed political solution in resolving the issue of the detained IPOB leader. He, however, appealed to those behind the violence of the Southeast region to apply wisdom and stop the barbarity, maintaining that no wise person destroy his own. He said, and I quote, "I had expected President Muhammadu Buhari to apply such approach in dealing with the issue in the Southeast region. Many have called for political solution in handling the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. This would have gone a long way in quelling the situation," Umokoro said. Kanu IPOB agitating for the sovereignty of Eastern Nigeria. A retired chief superintendent of police in Imo State, Chukwudi Umokoro, has come out to tell President Muhammadu Buhari that he should have adopted political solutions in Nnamdi Kanu's case. He also said that the best option to resolve the Southeast region crisis is Nnamdi Kanu's dialogue. The reports told us that Umokoro described the situation of the Southeast region as a irregular kind of war which requires a carrot and a stick approach, warning that it will always be difficult to win such conflict. He also made it known that the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network, both founded by now detained Nnamdi Kanu, are responsible for the attacks. They should have either directly or through ways engaged the leaders of the groups in the dialogue with a view of making some concession that will not jeopardize the national security. He made reference to the issue of militancy in the Niger Delta, which the former president late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua deployed the dialogue. As we all know, the current conflict in the Niger Delta first arose in the early 1990s over the tension between foreign oil and corporation, and a number of the Niger Delta minority ethnic groups who feel they are being exploited, particularly the Ogini and the Ijos. Ethnic and political unrest continues throughout the 1990s despite the return to democracy and the election of Obasanjo government in 1999. Struggle for oil wealth has fueled violence between ethnic groups, causing the militarization of nearly the entire region by the ethnic militia groups. Nigerian military and police forces, and notably the Nigerian Mobile Police. The violence has contributed to the Nigerian ongoing energy supply crisis by discouraging foreign investment in new power generation plants in the region. From year 2004 on, violence also hit the oil industry with piracy and kidnapping. In the year 2009, a presidential amnesty program accompanied with support and training of the ex-militant proved to be a success. Thus, until 2011, victims of the crimes were fearful of seeking justice for crimes committed against them because of a failure to prosecute those responsible for their human rights abuse. Nigeria, after nearly 4 decades of oil production, had by the early 1980s become almost completely economically dependent on petroleum extraction, which at that time generated 25% of its GDP. This portion has since risen to 60% as of 2008. Despite the vast wealth created by petroleum, the benefits have been slow to trickle down to the majority of the population, who since 1960 have increasingly been forced to abandon their traditional agricultural practices. Annual production of both cash and food crops dropped significantly in the later decades of the 20th century. Cocoa production dropped by 43%. Nigeria was the world's largest cocoa exporter in 1960. Rubber production dropped by 29%, cotton by 65%, and groundnut by 64%. While many skilled, well-paid Nigerians have been employed by oil corporations, and the majority of Nigerians, and most especially the people of the Niger Delta State and the far north, have become poorer since 1960s. The Niger Delta region has a steadily growing population estimated as more than 30 million people in 2005 and accounts for more than 23% of Nigerian total population. The population density also among the highest of the world, with 265 people per square meters, according to the Niger Delta Development Commission. This population is expanding at a rapid second 3% per year, and the oil capital in Port Harcourt and other large towns are also growing quickly. Poverty and urbanization in Nigeria are growing, and the official corruption is considered as a fact of life. The resulting scenario of one of the which urbanization does not bring accompanying economic growth to provide jobs. A retired Chief Superintendent of Police (CSP) in Imo State, Chukwudi, has given reason why Buhari should have adopted political solutions in Nnamdi Kanu's case. The report that Umokoro described the situation in the southeast as a guerrilla kind of war which requires carrot and stick approach, warning that it's always difficult to win such conflict. According to the police officer, considering the Nigerian government has claimed that the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) and the Eastern Security Network (ESN), both founded and by now detained Nnamdi Kanu, are responsible for the attacks. They should have engaged the leaders of the group in the dialogue with a view of making some concession that will not jeopardize national security. He referenced the issue of the militancy in the Niger Delta, which former President late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua deployed dialogue. According to him, he expected President Muhammadu Buhari to apply such approach, including yielding to the proposed political solutions in resolving the issue of the detailed IPOB leader.